5:20 at night, open air law continuation, April 29th, 2024, to Weaver Transit, Roseman, California. Yeah, it was a hell of a letter I just sent out. I'm just getting processed right now. Because this thing is going like a thermonuclear bomb at this point over here. I'm not talking about just trying to throw radiation at this whole situation. I'm talking about insanity here because what else are we supposed to deal with this thing? I mean, holy crap, come on. Over 40 campuses plus are going insane over this uh, situation that's happening out in the Middle East. And I'm not blaming it. I'm noting that we have student activism a great deal out there, and it's affecting a great number of people. And campuses are scratching their heads on how to handle this one. Back east, Columbus actually, they'll shut people down. If you're not going to get off the damn campus at this certain time, and they've been doing it, being arrested, come back to life, to come back over there, they already get cited. You're going to be facing time in court. But the campuses are going to be doing something even worse than that. Not having the freedom or luxury to go back into an educational system. Basically, we're talking about something that I'd seen a long time ago from the McCarthy era. Blacklisted. You get put onto a list and you are forbidden to pursue higher education ever again. This affects both federal and state funding. Columbia is not kidding. And there may be several other colleges out there. They are not kidding of what's happening right now. They're not playing games. They're they're going for broke on this one. They are telling you we had enough. And because this is what you've been doing, well, this is what we're going to be doing. And they're scaring the people left and right. But they should be scared about it. Activism comes with a cost on this one. If they had studied the history, if they read about activism, this is not a bloodless and this is not a scarless situation we're dealing with here. We're talking about costs and consequences on this one. Even they must have had the same situations while we have been having protests for how long since our country's been active? That long? So, in certain portions of our history, we have found causes that we had to promote, that we had to say, and there's always been cost to it. Even though we get the objective done, but there's always damage. There's always people already affected. I'm not just talking about physical violence. No, I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about the other costs that make other people, if I'm going to use other terminology for this one, they're going to be inert. They're going to be denuded. They are going to be made sterile from any educational purposes, except by going to a library and getting a book or two. Or ordering it online anyway. This is one of the costs of doing business. This is one of the costs of trying to fight for freedom. There's always pushback on this one. The media people, MSNBC, Joe Scarborough, this schmuck. Where are the adults? I ain't seen the adults. I'm like, you dumb mother. He's pushing his late 60s at this point. He's conservative. Sometimes I'd listen to his mouth just to see if he's got anything else intelligent to say. Sometimes I'll listen to him or switch back to CNN. But this guy, when he's calling about the adults, apparently, had he ever done his study before concerning about activism? The reasons why they've done it? Not just doing a Google search or having one of his interns doing a Google search. I'm talking about actually researching it himself. I'm a junior college student. I'm 58 years old. I should have gone through it a long time ago, well over 3.5, actually 3.5 decades ago, and I screwed it up. I didn't take school and I didn't take education, everything else about it lightly. It just like, eh, eh. Okay, so what? My mother gave me two options: either become homeless or work your ass off full time. I wasn't about to be homeless, so I worked my ass off full time, and I watched history. I watched history unfolding right before my eyes. I've seen wars on television screens. I've seen how my brother had went to war and came back, and later on had major effects from the wars on him, one way or another. Middle East conflict is just another one that's actually pushing their buttons more often than not. And yes, it does concern me. Yes, it's rattling my cage. People are asking, what sides are you taking? I'm taking both sides at this point. Studying, trying to understand the history of what was going on with the Israeli people, all the way through the biblical times to the current times right now, and also to the Palestinian people. And believe me, that's a lot of information to absorb and understand. But understanding about the actual hatred and how administrations, when they come and go in Israel, how they majorly affect people, the Palestinians, both in Gaza and the West Bank. They want the peace that badly. They didn't want it that badly. And this current administration, Netanyahu's, oh, they wanted bloodshed. Netanyahu wanted bloodshed. He's just as bad as a tyrant, and we're supporting a tyrant. That's our government for you. Long-term commitment to the Israel country. Well, when it comes down for the administrations, we'll support the country, but we can't support the administrations, can we? Or we are supporting the administrations because we can't get out of this damn locked mutual aid thing we got going on with them. Hamas was one of those extreme groups out there that had to push the button. They wanted to see how things are going. Well, we just through indirect help from the United States, but all the action happening through Israeli forces, they just made Gaza into the worst place to live. And they're not done yet. In order to get people back, they're willing to level the whole damn thing. There's still negotiations happening, trying to find out if there's any more survivors left still alive, because if they are, they're going to be needing extreme medical care. But if they've died, man, it's adding more and more blood to the martyrdom we got. So how are we supposed to deal with that? We've already got people on both sides of the country going nuts at this point. We've got them fighting amongst each other, not trying to support peace, but trying to find blame on a constant basis. No one's accepted responsibility, transparency, or accountability. No, they blame the other guy, and they want the other guy to pay for it. So basically, it's the Old Testament being played out for both of these guys for millenniums. An eye for an eye. And we still have the situation happening. The other side's, well, we want peace, but the other guy doesn't want it. That's what we're hearing it from both sides. But unless the other guy capitulates, this is what we've got going on. It's bad enough when things like this start to happen. I get the burn up my butt to send a letter over to a college campus, even though it may be on the lower rung. It's one I go to, and it's still like home, one way or another. This this is happening right now. This is happening even as we speak. That we have this violence that we can't get out of. We can't get rid of. A damn cycle. We still try to negotiate, but we still can't get rid of that damn thing out of our genetics. And because we're taught on a constant basis of how to go insane, well, we've got that down packed, didn't we? I have no clue what the solution is, except for them to for them to come together on this one. Because if they don't try to find a mutual compromise to get the people released, we got nothing. And yes, we don't want the United States spending any more money on Israel, except for we're dealing with humanitarian aid, which are going to be needing more of that. Hell, look at all the damn wars happening in different countries that they've already had, the genocides. We just can't get it together as a species. We have to be constantly warring with each other on idealism and on territory, not to mention resources. If not that, it's got to be under religious philosophies. It's as if we happen to get into a situation where we're going to get maybe some outside observers trying to figure us out, I think the message would have been, you tried to do that. I hope you have nervous and mental benefits in your medical package for insurance because you'll be needing it. They probably won't be getting the joke on this one. Well, we as a race, as a human race, we are nuts. We are nuts. We don't know what sanity is anymore. We have no clue. And the problem is, we don't care. I've heard a lot of things that people want to spend money on facilities to put the sick people in there so they can get well. The problem is, well, those of us that keep masking our insanity are doing it so damn well that we've got this down packed. Until something happens that pushes us to a point where we're going to be saying, no. Hell with a sane, hell with sanity. We're just going to go nuts on people and have fun in it. Why not? We show it all the time. We show all the man's ills and wills towards each other. But we do hypocrisy on a great deal with our own religious viewpoints, our own beliefs. We're screwing that one up a great deal because we can't get it together. Food for thought, isn't it? There's not enough Maalox or Pepto-Bismol to get rid of the acid indigestion in the stomachs on this one. Because I can't tell you how bad it is right now. We protest on a lot of things, but we just don't listen. All we hear it goes in one ear out the other ear. We don't listen. We don't want to see. We got blinders on. But we'll talk crap. But the problem is we're not listening because we got our ears stuffed. But we'll talk to crap. But we don't know what the hell we're talking about. Again, more observations on humanity at this point. I couldn't tell them why this is happening, how this is happening. So, in that basis right there,